What's up, Cowboy Nation? Want to be able to talk to you guys about this defense and what should be the next move. We did a pretty good, solid job of filling in the gaps, filling in the holes of what we need to improve with on this particular team. There are a lot of things that goes into play during the offseason. Remember this: the offseason is a long journey. It's a long way before the final 53-man roster is here. But what we got to do is just still evaluate, still turn over every stone we can, and try to fill in those short gaps before the draft. And then after the draft, there's going to be another wave of free agent players that's going to be out there. Those free agent players will be the quote-unquote veterans that's on teams that the teams that drafted to fill in those gaps, and they said, well, we no longer want services for those guys. So in my mind and in my thought, the next move for the Cowboys should be this: still better the best on defense. I really think that this team have a chance to be top of the top as it relates to defense. Now, I do understand that the other teams in the division, they making moves. We hear stories of the Washington Redskins and the Bama boys. They saying that, hey, we're going to be bigger, stronger, better. We can let them talk. They can bump their gums about that. The Giants talking about, hey, now we're going to have the emergence of more draft picks in the first round or what have you. And they're going to try to reinforce their defense, right? And they say they got Saquon Barkley. They talking all type of stuff. That's cool. Shout out to the Giants and those Philadelphia Eagles. I can't stop from hearing those guys talking about how good of an organization, how nice their franchise is, and how dominant they're going to be this year, which is cool. Which is flat out cool. I understand what they're trying to do. It's the Giants, the Redskins, and the Eagles. And everybody doubting our Cowboys. But all I can say is from right here, Cowboy Nation, continue to move this thing one day at a time, one pick at a time, one move at a time, and it will flat out happen. This is the thing. Let's talk about this defense. Yes, we picked up Robert Quinn. Is he a guy that's going to turn water into wine? No. Is he a guy that's going to be able to get you 15 to 16 sacks? We don't know. That's the crazy part about it. But will he be a solid guy for Rod Marinelli to get his hands on? Yes. Yes, indeed. Solid guy. When Rod Marinelli get his hands on him, and you think about the other kids that we picked up, Kerry Hyders of the world, man, it's going to be nice, Cowboy Nation. All we got to do is continue to grind. And this offseason, I think that what they're doing is saying, okay, how can we add pieces so they can better our depths? Last year, we was two games away from going to the Super Bowl, right? 2 games away. But this is the thing. Although we were 2 games away, we can look at it from this thing. If, and I'm saying a big if, big IF, if we could just do this right here, better our depths, help out Antoine Barbecue Woods, help him out the best way that we know how, right? Give the brother some help into the inside, and then on top of that, you sprinkle in what the Kerry Hyders can do. You sprinkle in what the Chris Covington can do. Those can help out this particular defense. Now I understand that we have a lot of reservations as it relates to paying D-Law. D-Law is a major factor in this whole entire puzzle. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If you pay the man, you have now 1 to 2 years to make it happen. If not, then you have to reinforce a lot of things and cuts, make some hard cuts. But if you don't pay them, maybe you can collect some draft picks from them. And with those draft picks, you can utilize those things to help out your team, if you know what I mean. So those are things that you have to look at from a micro perspective. For real. And Byron Jones, his hip surgery, don't think too much on that. You know, a lot of players during the offseason, they get that cleanup surgery. They got to get it done, especially for those who got knee issues, especially things like that, hip issues, small minor injuries. I heard somebody say, why did it take them so long to do it? Because they got to go through waivers. They got to clear things with their doctors, and they got to let things know and notate and document it. And they got to let such and such know that, hey, I'm finna do this surgery because it happened during this time. And the doctors like to say, okay, we're going to try to rehab this situation first, and then we're going to see whether or not it needs surgery. Some rehabs don't need surgery. Some you need to put the needle in. You need to cut the skin open. So with that being said, that's just what happened with Byron Jones, right? Another thing too, Cowboy Nation, is that we got to look at it from this aspect. As far as the next move should be, if we don't sign Tank, first of all, Tank need to figure out, can he go ahead and get that surgery done for him? Whether he's going to play for the Cowboys or not, we want to see the brother back out there on the field. So, labrum surgeries can take up to what? 6 months. That's a long time. That's a long time to go without food, without food, right? So you're going to imagine it's a long time to go without playing on that green, playing on that turf, playing on that 50-yard line, crashing down, creating space and things like that. It's a long time, Cowboy Nation. So, as we begin to move a little bit further, I want to say this too. I really do. I'm not able to read your comments, so I can only imagine what you guys are saying right now, right? But this is the thing I want to say right now, Cowboy Nation. LVE, he's going to be bigger and stronger. Jalen Smith, believe it or not, that was actually Jalen Smith's second year last year. Due to injuries and things like that, he really couldn't play his first year. So that's really was his second year. One can say that, hell, it was really his rookie year. Jalen Smith, he's going to be more knowledgeable of the football field. He's going to be better. And then on top of that, if you add in the fact that everybody on that secondary, everybody will be their second year with Chris Richard. So learning and picking up his philosophies. Although we play a cover 2, I think that Chris Richard is going to implement more of a cover 3, and you have your safeties playing a deeper thirds inside the slot, inside the splits there. And you may see a better play from Xavier Woods because he won't be thinking as much. Think about that for your mental. And it's crazy. The George Iloka pick, the pickup from him, here's the thing. Cowboy Nation. I've been going back and forth with a lot of people saying, yeah, he's not elite, he's trash, he's the bottom of what you see on the bottom of your foot and things like that. Don't look at it from those perspectives. Don't do that. Look at it as depth. Think about this. The Kayvon Frazier's of the world, right? His last game that he was able to play was the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, we could have used Kayvon down the line. Think about that. He had a dislocated shoulder and he wasn't able to play. So what they're looking at is saying, okay, maybe we can bring in somebody else who can play down into the box, who can give Jeff Heath a spell. Maybe they can rotate those guys. And then on top of that, when they use their 3 safety look, maybe you'll see George Iloka, a Jeff Heath, and a Kayvon, and a Xavier Woods. That's a whole lot better than what we rolled out there last year. We had a guy named Goodwin, whatever his name is, CJ, I believe, whatever his name is. He had him running out there. And he was a special team guy, fast, but wasn't able to play out there on the field consistently. So the draft is right around the corner. It is, Cowboy Nation, right around the corner. And all we got to do now is remember I said this, 1 or 2 explosive guys that we can find. I say this all the time. Think about this. Tyreek Hill, explosive for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? I don't know if he's going to be able to play, but he was explosive for them. And the thing is, when you can find a late round draft pick to be explosive and help the team out, it's all gravy, baby. How they say it's all gravy, baby. And it was Alvin Kamara, explosive for them, for the Saints. It's explosive late round pick. I'm trusting And I'm leaning, and I believe that Will McClay will find that explosive guy. He will. And all we need to help out Ezekiel Elliott, remember this. I'm going to say this again. Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott. What? If Roger Goodell's never put his toe in the water, never had his head all up, you know what? Roger Goodell had his head so far up, you know what? When he spit, it'll come out of our mouths. You know what I mean? That's how far he had his head up, you know what? You know, I'm trying to keep it PG-13, if you know what I mean. But if Roger Goodell never played around with it, I would say Ezekiel Elliott would have been a 3-time NFL rushing leader. 3, not 1, not 2, 3. So I believe if Ezekiel Elliott going to keep that same energy, and speaking of same energy, I want all of those Philadelphia Filter Eagles fans keep putting the Dallas Cowboys name in arm. They keep putting that name all in their mouths. They love that big D. They can't take it out of their mouths. Keep that same energy. That's all I want. I want those Eagles fans to keep that same energy. When they talk about the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man. But blessed is he that is in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly thy brother's keeper. So they all crunk because they got a Jordan Howard. Okay, cool. Bumping their gums around here like they won something. Got one Super Bowl ring in 50 years. They have a nerve to talk about us. It's all good. It's all good. Get another 50 years. Maybe they get another one, right? And talk about the legacy of the Dallas Cowboys. They keep talking about it. They want to be about it. You can win in the next 2 years, and you still don't have enough to keep up and catch up. So continue practicing. That's all I can say on that. But my thing is, especially those Giants fans too, and those Redskin fans, it's so crazy to me. I want everybody to keep that same energy, because when we get out there on the field, and one can say this, we swept the Giants last year. We swept those Eagles last year. Tell me how those straws on them broom feel like. You know what I mean? And we stuck it right up there, you know what? So we swept them. And then if it wasn't for a snap infraction for the paid off refs, we would have swept those Redskins as well. But neither here nor there. They know who the king of the NFC East. That's why we hold that throne. And one can say we the king of the NFC, period. 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 Yes. Crown us, right? But the final 53-man roster is a long way from there. It's a long way, Cowboy Nation. And all we got to do is continue to grind. One off-season move at a time. One surgery move at a time. Yes. And then on top of that, you guys going to see when that draft come around. And we help out Ezekiel Elliott with one more running back. Boy, we good on the wide receiver committee. But if they go, if Chris Richard want a defensive guy, that's cool. If Will McClay say, okay, I see something that can help us out on the offensive side, that's cool as well. We good. Offensive line gonna be better. Connor Williams. Don't y'all know that Connor Williams gained a little weight, a little stronger, a little wiser, a little faster now? He should play a little bit better. And then on top of that, you have Travis Frederick right beside him. Big number 77 on the other side of him. And La'el Collins on the far right tackle, which I could say that he is the best left guard that's in the NFC, period. That's a story of another day. You know, it's a story of another day. Then I missed out of my guy. I'm going to tell you guys right here that Zach Martin is a nasty man-child, and he will step it back up this year. I don't think he fell off last year anyway. But now he got his boy right beside him. He got his boy right there. He's going to help him out, right? All right, so we cover a lot of things. We talked about the wide receiver. We talked about getting help with Ezekiel Elliott. We talked about the defensive side of the ball, the trenches, how they're going to rotate that thing in, how Robert Quinn is going to be under the tutelage, if I can say that word, is going to be under the the learning administrations. That's a better way to say it. The learning aspect of what Papa Rob Marinelli can do. He's going to be under that, and then on top of that, if you sprinkle in what the Jalen Smiths and the LVE second years of playing together, they're going to be better. Sean Lee, he's saying he's going to be back as a rotational guy. I don't think that he's going to try to be the Captain American middle linebacker or weak side. I think that he's going to come in. He's going to try to teach them boys the best that he know, and then we got some reinforcement out there on the secondary. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I feel it somewhere, one way or another, Cowboy Nation. We're going to make this thing happen. It's going to go the right way in the right in the right direction. Let me know how you guys feel. Let me know what's on your thought. Who should be the next move, or what should be the next move, or when should be the next move, right? Kellen Moore, I want to say this too. 12 personnel. That's what we're going to be doing more of, a 12 personnel motion out of the backfield, motion the. You're going to have a little bit of situation where you will have the Tavon Austins of the worlds inside as the wet back, as well as Randall Cobb moving from the inside out. So you'll see a little of that going on too. You'll see a little bit of that, and then with this offense, it may not be as vertical. With the quarterback, with Dak Prescott, it may not be as vertical. I think Kellen Moore called most of those slants, those intermediate deep, not deep posts, but intermediate post routes for the tight end. We see a little bit more smoke plays too. So drag routes across the middle, getting Amari Cooper open in those fashions, putting Amari Cooper in the slot, motion Robert. Cobb, Randall Cobb. I'm calling him Robert Cobb. Randall Cobb, motion Randall Cobb as the wide receiver, or not the Y, the Z flanker, and then you'll move Michael Gallup, let him stay at the X. You'll see a little bit more creativities out of those plays, out of Kellen Moore. Guys, I can't preach and I can't teach this enough. All we got to do, it's just wait for this thing to happen, baby. We're going to be here live like 95 in Oxnard. Shout out to Cowboys Experience. Check the website out. It's in the description box down below. Click that description box. Let me know if you guys want to get the chance to go to the game. Packages, especially if you've never been to the game. If you want your kids, your wife, your uncle, your cousin, Pookie and Ray Ray and them to get out to the game, just click that description box down below. And we have packages out there for you all, so you guys can get access to the game. And we'll get back at this thing. I'll go live a little bit later on, but I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this page. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to hear Cowboys content. One way or another, we're going to be doing film breakdowns. Hit my guy up, Voch Lombardi. He loves to party. Hit him up. Hit up my brother Shango when he gets off of his vacation. My Cowboys family, Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation, everybody, Mark Holmes and Joe Boo, DMV Cowboys, my Cowboys family, boy, we everywhere. Space Cowboy, you see the wonderful illustration behind me, the animations of me. Hit up Space Cowboy, he can do your face the same way. We got a lot of things going on with Cowboy Nation. We got a lot of things going on, Cowboys. Just continue to grind, Cowboy Nation. Shout out for those who've been following the channel for a long time, and thank you all for making the donations, and thank you guys for subscribing to this page. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Yes.